Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, The Scorpion Effect. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe. So tonight I wanted to give you all something new. This will be a collective love reading on what you need to know right now in love. But there's a twist, okay? I'm going to be reading these 5 cards 2 different ways, okay? The first interpretation will be spiritual. It'll be from a higher self, your spiritual guidance, okay? And the second interpretation will be your shadow self, the more toxic side, or if you have a toxic situation, it'll represent that instead. Because I did have a few people write in and say, you know, I like the way you read, but my situation seems to be more toxic than how you read the cards. You know, you read, they kind of feel like I play it safe when I read the cards, and maybe I do because I want to keep it positive. But when I see tomfoolery, I call it out, okay? I do say, hey, collective, stay away from this person. This person isn't right. I do that. But I don't go in depth into the toxicity unless it's like really urgent and it's screaming at me. So I am going to read these cards 2 different ways. Okay, so we'll have a part 1 and part 2. And you can let me know in the comments which one resonated for you, okay? And I feel like this will give you all more clarity. Drop the number 27 in the comments if you made it to the end, and if it resonates for you, and if you like this spread. If you like this spread, we'll do it for all 12. I'm thinking about adding it anyway and doing all 12. I told y'all I was going to give you new readings. I told you I was going to be switching it up around here, and I meant it, okay? All right, but let's get to it. We're already 2 minutes, and I will timestamp this. So the first interpretation will be from spirit, okay? And I guess it'll be the more spiritual route. And then the second one will be your shadow, okay? All right, now with the King of Wands, this is your current energy in love. I love this, though. The King of Wands reverse. You're learning to pull back your energy. This is you no longer leading from ego or force or fear. You're realizing love doesn't need to be chased or controlled, okay? There's a pause in action because you're recalibrating your confidence in your intentions. You want to show up more confident in love, more intentional in love, and you know you have to get rid of some bad habits and game playing ways before you can do that, which is great, collective. That's really good. Good news. Good. But we've already went over this. If you haven't watched my level up reading, talks about, it said that a lot of you are going to be dropping some bad habits. It won't be easy. It won't be overnight. You're going to be slipping, but it won't be anything like it was before. So right now, what's influencing your love life? The 2 of Swords. So spiritually, you are choosing peace over chaos. And this is something you've been thinking about for a while. You've been going back and forth, like playing games, and I got the window open. I don't know who is out here whistling. What in the world? We've been having some interesting people come through here. Anyway, so yeah, with the 2 of Swords here, the 2 of Swords represents emotional balance here. You want to equal give and take emotionally here in love. You are not rushing to decisions until you have all the answers or you feel more clear about a situation. You're no longer coming in with all these demands and expectations. You're kind of taking a step back and looking at things and observing, okay? You're honoring your intuition by sitting with the truth instead of forcing answers here. And this is you also, what's influencing your love life is not making the same mistakes you made before. You are really taking a step back and looking at where you've been stuck in love, where you've been frustrated in love, and you are making the decision not to force anything out of anybody. Before, I felt like you were forcing conversations, you were forcing, trying to get a person to meet you halfway or see where you're coming from. You're no longer doing that with this 2 of Swords here. Now, with the Nine of Wands here. What you're not seeing clearly here in love, what you're blinded by. The Nine of Wands, you don't see how strong and resilient you are. This card says you're closer to emotional breakthrough than you think. Okay? This Spirit doesn't want you to feel exhausted. Okay? Spirit wants you to feel, how can I say this? Spirit doesn't want you to feel the exhaustion as a failure. Okay? Spirit is saying you haven't failed. It's okay to be exhausted in love. It's okay to take a break. Okay? And Spirit is saying stop beating yourself up, because you are very strong here. You don't think you're strong because in the past you feel like you had to beg for what you wanted, or you stayed too long, or you gave too many chances. And Spirit is saying those are lessons in love. Stop looking at yourself as weak. Stop coming in feeling bad for yourself, feeling sorry for yourself, and always on a defense, because you are stronger than what you think, and you don't need to have your guard up in order to get your point across here. Okay? Spirit says you are subconsciously overcoming that fear. Okay? And Spirit is saying stop looking at what you shoulda, coulda, woulda did, and look at what you're doing now, and move forward, and move forward with the lessons that you've learned and that you're learning. Okay? Because you came out stronger, and you're going to come out stronger. What Spirit wants you to do now in love, the Sun card, Spirit wants you to choose joy openly, unapologetically. Okay? If I can get the word out. I had a little bit of tequila, don't mind me, y'all. Be bold, be seen, be honest, lead with warmth, and be yourself. Be authentic in who you are. This is permission to prioritize your happiness first, okay, without guilt. Stop feeling like, since this person isn't happy, or this person doesn't have this, I can't go around showing how happy I am because they're not happy. Spirit is saying no. Be the Sun card. Be this energy. This is what's going to attract more people to you. Okay? Is when you put yourself first, collective. When you take care of yourself, when you pour into yourself, you are naturally going to have suitors knocking at your door. You're not going to have to do anything. You ain't going to have to do anything nefarious or play games. It's going to come to you. People can smell desperation from a mile away. I don't care, man, woman, people can smell it. When you live like this, and Spirit is saying to find your own joy outside of love. When you find things that you love and you are pouring into you, trust me, the right people are going to come along. The right people are going to come along here, collective. That's a beautiful message. So your likely outcome in love. Knight of Cups. So spiritually, you have a genuine offer here, okay? I feel like for a lot of you, this is new love. And for some of you, this is not new love. This is someone who's been lingering around in your energy. But this is a genuine offer here. Okay, it could be a younger energy as well. But this is romance. This is vulnerability. This is heartfelt communication. And this is also having a lot in common with someone. This could be someone that you've known for a while who is finally ready to express some real feelings here, okay? Now, if this is someone new, because I do feel like for a lot of you, this is new love. This new love is coming out of a time of fog, and they're ready to have some clarity, and they want romance, and they want love now. You know, they're settled. They're trying to settle down in life, and they're going to see that you're worth it here, because you naturally have this Sun card energy. It's just been hiding behind this Knight of Wands here. Give yourself a chance to be this Sun card, okay? But you are attracting new love here. You also could have someone watching you, admiring you from afar. But you do have new love here, okay? So that is the first interpretation of this reading. This will be the second interpretation of this reading, okay? So let's go back. Now, your shadow self, okay? your unhealed self here, okay? If you will. So with the King of Wands, this can represent immaturity. This can also represent ego wounds. And this is a current energy in love, right? This is hot and cold behavior. Now, this can be you or your person. I really feel like you are who you attract, right? Not all the time, but I do feel like there's stubbornness on both ends here, collective. I do feel like one or the other has been pushed to this point. Someone came in really strong with the games, and it just turned into two people playing games, and now you're stuck here, right? Neither one of you are really dealing with the harsh truths here. Neither one of you are addressing what needs to be addressed here. It's like two people pointing the finger at each other, okay? Someone wants control without responsibility, and someone wants accountability without holding that person's feet to the fire, okay? This is passion without direction, and attraction driven by insecurities and game playing. So neither one of you are really being really serious with each other, okay? You all asked for something. You all wanted me to interpret these a little bit more toxic. Here you go. I do feel like you've been feeding the beast here, collective. You know what presses their buttons. They know what presses your buttons. So right now, the energy surrounded in this relationship or no contact, because I do feel like you all go back and forth with your contact here. It's too much ego. There's too much, no, I'm going to hurt you first. I'm going to leave you first. I'm going to do this first type crap. And it's going to leave you in limbo. It's just going to leave you feeling more broken. Trust me. So with the two, this is funny because the energy shifted once I start reading them like this. This is avoidance, okay? This is you or your partner. Someone is refusing to see the truth. They're blocking emotions, so they don't have to address the real issues here, okay? This is pretending a choice doesn't need to be made, and this is like silence, ghosting, or emotional shutdown. I feel like this person they ghost you to control the situation. They go silent, they give you the silent treatment because it's like threefold, not twofold, right? Because they want control, that's number one, right? They feel like the silence is punishing you, that's number two. And number three, they feel like if enough time goes by, you all will get over it. And Spirit is saying you need to stop this. Because what's been influencing this love, this relationship, blocked emotions. It's on both sides. But I feel like, collective, I'm not trying to take out for you, but I do feel like you've been pushed here emotionally. But if you all don't open up and talk, it's never going to correct itself. It's always going to be a cycle of back and forth, control. I feel like one season you get the control, next season they get the control. It's like this back and forth of control and ego. Ego wounds here, you know, and it's really unfortunate because there's potential here for growth, but the games have to stop here. And I get it, collective. You're playing the games back because you're like, you know, you're not going to play with me. But at the same time, why are you even tolerating this, collective? It's no reason. No reason for you to. So, what you're not seeing clearly in this connection with the Nine of Wands, you are staying in this situation out of habit and fear of being alone. You aren't in this because you are hopeful or think it's going to get better. You're past that point. This is trauma bonding energy at this point, and continuing to fight for something simply because you've already invested too much, and Spirit is saying that's where you're going wrong. You cannot get to the Sun energy, collective, if you are forcing yourself to be somewhere you shouldn't be. This person doesn't value you. They don't appreciate you. And they've been playing in your face. And you all have contorted yourselves into this box now. There's no compassion. There's no compromising. It's two people staying out of habit and history. And I do feel like it's some bomb sex in here. There's a lot of passion. But is it worth it, collective? Is it worth it? Now, for some of you, it's not even that. I hate to see some of y'all side chicks or side dudes. And you're chasing someone who's not attainable. Someone who's attached here. Okay? What Spirit wants you to do, spiritual advice here, the Spirit is saying stop forcing positivity, okay? You've been ignoring way too many red flags and convincing yourself everything is fine when it's not. Just because you all look good on paper and your family may like them or vice versa, doesn't mean that you have happiness. Just because you think of the happy times you had, it's not going to sustain this. It's not, because if you all were happy 2 years ago and you all were doing the things 2 years ago and it hasn't happened in 2 years, what are you holding on to? You're holding on to what used to be. What is now? What's now? Spirit is saying you need to call out how toxic this is and stop being optimistic. And you need to ask yourself the real questions. What is your 5-year plan here in this relationship? Can this relationship help you get to where you want to be mentally, physically, emotionally, monetarily? Can this person in this relationship push you to a higher good in the next 5 years? Or do you see yourself still playing these games with this person? And Spirit is also saying, just because you got a one-up on this person, you get your lick back, doesn't mean you all are even and back to normal. You're not. It's nothing but games here in trauma bonding, back and forth. Meaningless sex at this point. You all are only having good sex because it's not attainable. If you live with this person every day, now for some of you do live with this person, but if you live with this person every day, could you stand them? Could the sex really sustain this relationship? If you all live together, can you all sustain a relationship if you had a medical problem and you couldn't have sex? Come on, ask yourself those hard questions. You never know how life ends up. Now here with the Knight of Cups, this can be love bombing, okay? Because I do see you don't want, with this Two of Swords here, you are avoiding, they're avoiding you. This it's a lot of avoiding energy here, but they love bomb you. I feel like every time they feel you slipping away, collective, they come back with all this crap. This is baby, please. A bunch of empty promises, okay? Romantic words without follow through. Someone who says all the right things but struggle to ground their emotions into action. There's not a lot of action here. Spirit is saying to love yourself more and want more. There's more out here. There's more out here. Because at the end of the day, you have this sun energy, collective. Whether you want to see it, believe it or not, you have it. And Spirit is saying that you need to stop focusing on this fake positivity in your relationship and pour that positivity back into yourself. Okay? Y'all already know what it is when you see this. Okay? We are going to all signs now. Let me know in the comments if you all made it to the end, and leave me a number 27 in the comments if it resonated, if you like this, if you made it to the end. Let me know. Show your girl some love, like up the video, and share this video. Let me not put this here, but let's see. Choose yourself here, collective. This person isn't changing. They are purposely avoiding talking to you. If you think this person is just busy, no, they are purposely avoiding you here. Purposely. And don't get it twisted. When you give them a dose of their own medicine, which I feel like you have with this King of Wands reverse, they can't handle it. They cannot handle it. This is throw the rock and hide your hands energy. If you're dealing with an Aries, the Aries is feeling the loss here. I do feel like this Aries could be going through some type of personal loss too. But they have a lot of pride and ego. So be careful with this Aries. If you're dealing with a Taurus, they are broken up about this breakup. I do feel like this this Taurus, you're breaking up with this Taurus because they're too controlling. And look, as soon as I say too controlling, look, you've been feeling trapped in this. Yeah, it's time to let the Taurus go. The Taurus is very controlling. If you're dealing with a Gemini, the Gemini is exhausted. Okay, you all may need to take a break. They've taken a break, but they will come back with some apology. You all will have truthful communication, and there will be some breakthroughs there. If you are dealing with a Cancer, the Cancer is resistant. They're resistant to change, and you feel like this person is the yin to your yang. You do feel like they complete your puzzle here, but they still come with a lot of mystery. I feel like they do more watching than anything. If you're dealing with a Leo, the Leo feels like you put a curse on them. Now be careful. Be careful. They could have put a curse on you here, this Leo. So be careful. You feel weird. This is confirmation, okay? That card doesn't come out. Yeah, they could have put a curse on you. They could have, because they think you're beautiful, charming, heartfelt. They know you're the prize. They don't want to lose you. So I do feel like they're willing to do anything to keep you. Be careful with that. If you are dealing with a Virgo, the Virgo is manifesting you. They're hoping for a second chance. The Virgo has been working on themselves. The Virgo, I love when Virgos go to work on themselves because they're very intentional, but they are hoping for a second chance. They do want to come back in more positive. They've been working on some things you've all talked about stuck with this Virgo. I feel like you crying or them hurting you has really opened their eyes here. If you're dealing with a Libra, there's something with a Libra and their family. The card didn't come out, but something about family. Hold on, the card fell. Maybe their mother, somebody didn't like you, but Spirit is saying your intuition was spot on with this Libra. And the Libra feels rejected by you. But Spirit is saying you all need this break right now. Listen to your intuition. If you are dealing with a Scorpio, the Scorpio has been stressed. The Scorpio, they love you. They know you all have a past life connection, but this is tied to many karmic lessons for both of you. You both may be going through this right now, but the Scorpio is stressed because they're learning these lessons. Spirit is pushing back, giving the Scorpio back whatever they gave you. So if you wish some karma on them, they're getting it. If you are dealing with the Sag wants commitment. The Sag is trying to get over a lot of pain here. If this is a new Sag, they are trying to heal from the last relationship, but they feel a commitment with you because you make them feel like nobody has ever made them feel. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, the Capricorn right now is, oh man, they have a lot of confusion. They're holding on to past heartbreak here. If this is a new Capricorn, I wouldn't deal with them. They have way too much mystery, fogged energy here, mixed signals, blocked emotions. They're messed up. They need to heal. They're very confused on what they want and where they want to be. What you don't want is a confusing person. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, there will be a breaking point in this, okay? And they will be, the Aquarius, watch out. They haven't been honest. They've been elusive. They've been doing a lot of trickery, a lot of manipulation. If you're dealing with a Pisces, the Pisces, be careful. You could be pregnant by Pisces, or they could have a family you don't know about. I hate to say this, Pisces could have a family or kids you don't know about. They could have gotten someone pregnant, but there's a lot of mystery surrounding this Pisces. They fantasize about you, but be careful. I feel like this Pisces is just building a Rasta. I don't know why I heard that, but that's what I heard. Anyway, those are your messages. Let me know in the comments if you all like this. I really like this. I think I want to give you all two interpretations more often. But let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you know I love you all. And until the next one, take care.